Hey guys, it's Raleigh and we're back again with another theory video. We recently talked about the history of the Titans, and as I mentioned, I wanted to propose a theory that might explain what or who we might be meeting in this final release of Janthir Wilds. Now, this is a continuation of sorts of a theory I've proposed before. Now, since this is a continuation of sorts of a theory I've proposed before, I will just mention my Who is Ura video here, which talked about the theory in question. So first we will review some of the stuff I said in that video, and from there we will go into the actual new part of the theory. With all that being said, let's just get right into it. In my Who's Ura video, I theorized on what Ura could look like. I had theorized that she would be the progenitor of the Ruin Shard Titan spawn, since we see 3 variants of Titan spawn during the initial release of Janthir Wilds, and we had 3 Titans to speak of, and we know that Titan spawn look like their creators who adapt to the area they're in. Then, when the Godspawn release came out, we started to encounter Steam Titan spawn, and Ura turned out to be their progenitor. That still leaves the Ruin Shard Titan spawn though. They look like they're made from the ruins of the city of Bavanissos and Mersad Obsidian. So where does this leave us? Now, we get confirmation at the end of the Repentance release that yes, indeed there is a 4th Titan. This is shown to us by Mabon's Echo following a Titan into the inner city of Bavanissos. From there, we could already theorize that the Ruin Shard Titan spawn are the spawns of that particular Titan that has yet to be shown. But what if there were more hints to this that might not be quite obvious at first glance? Well, actually, there is at least one compelling hint to this. During the story of Repentance, we follow Manakaz's Echo to the Golden Lake, where in a hidden chamber he met his end 250 years ago. Now, none of the obvious story-related dialogue hints at anything here, but if we do a little digging, we might find something very interesting. Right before we meet up with the crew to enter this hidden chamber, we actually fight a particularly strong Ruin Shard Titan spawn that also happens to spawn smaller versions as reinforcements. During this fight, we surprisingly call out for help to our allies, which doesn't really happen that often, but goes to cement the idea that this specific Titan spawn is a little more powerful than the ones we fought before. Remember, this is a Ruin Shard Titan spawn. Now, after everything is all said and done in this chapter, the commander, being a good little player character that they are, writes in their journal. Here we get the rather concrete evidence that this particular Titan spawn is connected to the 4th Titan. In the journal, the commander writes about this strong Titan spawn and seemingly takes this as confirmation that there is a 4th Titan. Though it is rather weird that the commander would just confirm this particular idea, but it seems to fit. We have encountered 4 different kinds of Titan spawn, but only had the pleasure of killing 3 of their progenitors. So if we look at the evidence here, that being that the Ruin Shard Titan spawns are made from the ruins of Bavanissos, that the commander confirms the existence of a 4th Titan after fighting a particularly strong Ruin Shard Titan spawn, and that we know that this 4th Titan has been hiding out in Bavanissos for a while, which means it and its spawns would look like the ruins of Bavanissos, it is safe to assume that indeed this 4th Titan is the Ruin Shard Titan that I originally thought Ura was. I know that this theory isn't necessarily anything groundbreaking or revolutionizing, but I feel like it would still be important to talk about since we don't have any hints as to the true mastermind, and if it happens to perhaps be this specific Titan, then it would be even more important for us to understand the connections here. I will say that in the Absolution trailer, we are shown what I call a proto-Titan. It looks to be made up of the energy of a Titan, but hasn't adapted to its environments yet. We also see it standing right in front of the Mist Gate, indicating that it had just entered Tyria for the first time. Now, some might say that this is indeed the 4th Titan, but that doesn't explain the Ruin Shard Titan spawn we have seen since the beginning of this expansion. And the 4th Titan has also been shown to have been on Tyria for a long time, or at least has been here since Mabon followed it into this city. If this 4th Titan didn't adapt to its environments like the other 3, why would its spawns do so? I think ArenaNet is being very vague about what we will be encountering in this release, and I think that the true bad guy has not been shown at all in any promotional material. So while that is where this theory ends, it really wouldn't solve any other questions that we might have, even if it turns out to be true. I proposed a theory on who might be behind the creation of these new titans, but there's also the question of why did this fourth titan flee from Aban when we saw the Echo? Why is this fourth titan hiding in Baba Nisos and did not venture out to the other places in Janthir like Greer, Decima, and Ura did? What about the keystone to the Bloodstone, which we know sits somewhere within the city? How does it tie into anything? And lastly, how do all the different pieces fit together to create the final release of Janthir Wilds? There are still so many questions we have, and I just hope that we get enough answers to satisfy our curious minds, and that enough will be left a mystery for us to want more. Let me know your thoughts on this theory and anything related to the final release of Janthir Wilds in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to help me grow the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!